troops eliminate wanted Boko Haram commander, arrest criminal suspects and recover arms. Kidnapped mobile police officer found dead in Plateau village. Jos residents decry continuous surge in prices of goods despite drop in inflation figures. And on the international scene, Malawi's main opposition party endorses Peter Mutharika as its presidential flag bearer. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thank you for joining us. And the details will start with security. In a series of coordinated operations across the country, troops of the Nigerian army have neutralized a notorious Boko Haram commander along with other terrorist fighters. In addition, numerous terrorists and their families have surrendered to the troops as a result of sustained pressure against their operations. The troops have also apprehended several criminal suspects and recovered arms and ammunition. The operations were carried out in Bama local government area of Borno State, where the troops overpowered the terrorists, neutralizing 3, including a wanted Boko Haram commander, Abu Rijab, and recovering 2 AK-47 rifles and mobile phones. Also in Borno, 8 terrorists and their families surrendered to troops in Goza local government area, while 2 suspects were nabbed in Konduga local government area with 52 bags of illicit drugs intended for supply to terrorists. Similar operations were carried out in Taraba and Plateau State. 3 abducted victims were rescued after a fierce gun battle between police operatives of the FCT Police Command and suspected kidnappers at a forest which borders FCT and Nasarawa State. The FCT Police Commissioner Bennett Igwe disclosed this to journalists when he reunited the victims with their families on Saturday at Rubochi Police Divisional Headquarters. He said the victims, Ali Shehu, Manu Namang, and Yusuf Shehu, were abducted by kidnappers at the Awawa village in Kwali Local Area Council of the FCT last Thursday. He said the police operatives from Rubochi Division, with some local hunters, led the operatives to the kidnappers' den and engaged them in a gun battle, and in the process, the kidnappers fled and abandoned the victims. He said some of the kidnappers escaped with bullet wounds, adding that the police operatives were trailing them. The commissioner also disclosed that 2 notorious kidnappers were arrested at the Agamati village in Wamba local government area of Nasarawa State by Anti-Violence Crime Section of the FCT Police Command. According to him, the suspects, Shuaibu Hassan and Idris Hassan, were arrested during the operation led by DPO of Utako Police Division, CSP Victor Geoffrey. The corpse of the police officer who was abducted on Wednesday around Company community in Bashar district of Wasi local government area of Plateau State has been found in a bush by soldiers in the area. The slain police officer and a soldier were kidnapped around Company while on their way from Zurak community, but the soldiers escaped the attack. Sources from Wasi town confirmed the latest development, saying the lifeless body of the security personnel was discovered in the nearby bush of Bangalala on Sunday when soldiers mobilized to Bangalala community in Wasi, which shares border with Taraba State, to fight bandits terrorizing the axis. The spokesperson of the State Police Command, DSP Alabo Alfred, is yet to react to this development as at the time of filing this report. In recent times, various communities in Wasi local government area have been attacked by gunmen suspected to be bandits who have been operating in the area for years, according to the locals. Still on security matters, gunmen have kidnapped 5 students from the Enugu State College of Health Technology in Oji River local government area of the state. Reports say the incident occurred as the students were leaving the school premises. A video circulating on social media on Saturday captured the aftermath of the attack, showing an injured man covered in blood. Enugu State Police Public Relations Officer DSP Daniel Ndukwe confirmed the incident in a statement on Sunday, saying the attack happened on Thursday evening. He clarified that reports suggesting a countless number of students were abducted were exaggerated and misleading. DSP Ndukwe stated that the police received a tip-off about the attack and quickly responded, managing to rescue 2 of the abducted students. He said a vigorous operation has been launched to rescue the 3 other students who are still missing. Police authorities in Rivers State have released details about the suspect arrested in a recently failed bombing attempt in Port Harcourt. On June 25th, a substance believed to be dynamite went off near the Presidential Hotel axis of the Aba Expressway, causing a panic in the area. 2 months later, the state's police command said the suspect was a member of a cult group, Vikings Confraternity. Disclosing this in a statement on Sunday, the police public relations officer of the Rivers Command, Grace Iringe Okoko, said the suspected bomber underwent 3 major surgeries and has made a significant recovery. Following recent nationwide protests, the residents of Jos, the Plateau State capital, are lamenting the rapid increase in goods prices. The protests, driven by concerns over the high cost of living and national insecurity, have led to heightened economic pressures in the state. Adomusa completes the report.
Residents of Jos report a dramatic increase in food prices following a 10-day protest in the state. Investigations reveal that essential items such as sugar, rice and flour have surged from 75,000 naira, 74,000 naira and 60,000 naira to 92,000 naira, 85,000 naira and 80,000 naira respectively since the conclusion of the protest. After the conclusion of the protest, prices of food items continue to increase. We just don't understand whether the problem is from the government or the business owners. This is our major problem at the moment. I bought sugar today and the price has increased. I asked why the sudden price increase. The retailer told me that he also bought it in a high price, and so he has to increase the price. We don't know the government is aware of the situation.
Before protest, things were a bit down, but after the protest, things are too high. I can't buy it. I come to market, I can't buy anything. Things are too expensive.
Wholesalers at Kasuandere Market, a major food and goods hub, have refuted claims of unjustified price increases. They attributed the surge in price to external factors rather than deliberate inflation.
Mostly the increment we have in our market is artificial due to the fact that most of the companies are not working. Most of our people used to shutter lorry or used to carry their lorry and fuel it. They used to fuel their lorry to go and bring goods in other places because the companies are not working. So they have to go to other dealers in other states that they can get goods and bring it down to Jos. So that's the reason why you see some little increments on top of other goods. But there are goods that did not even increase price, but people are saying that they have it has increased price. If you can look at it, most of the shops inside town, they are the ones that have increased most of the money. And if you ask them, they will tell you it's from the market.
On our own, we cannot actually increase our prices inappropriately. Because if you refuse to sell, we have competitors are around. The other person nearby will sell. The price increases is coming right from the manufacturers. And it is translating. If we buy, we add up the price increases. So it's not something that somebody can stay in a shop and determine how much he is going to sell.
They have to put fuel to go to Lagos and come back empty. So these are parts of the causes of the increments. Then secondly, a lot of stock. Plateau people have exhausted a lot of stock during the protest. So, and there is no more stock on ground. Some people have to travel extra mile to go and look for items. The expenses will be more than before.
Residents are calling on the government and relevant authorities to take action to stabilize the prices of goods and services. They stress the need for measures to ensure that essential items remain affordable for the average person. From Jos, Ado Musa reporting for Trust TV.
Fuel scarcity in Lagos has taken a turn for the worst, gripping the city in a strange hold of frustration and chaos. On Sunday morning, residents across the metropolis woke up to a disheartening sight. Many filling stations shut their gates, refusing to sell fuel. With the fuel crisis deepening, transportation fares have skyrocketed, with commercial drivers seizing the opportunity to charge triple the usual rate, turning an already difficult situation into an economic burden to many. Victoria Tukulu has more in this report as presented from our studio.
The ongoing fuel scarcity in Nigeria has deepened, leaving Lagos residents frustrated and stranded. Across the city, long queues have become the norm at filling stations, with many motorists spending hours just to buy fuel. The scarcity has also led to a sharp rise in transportation costs as commercial drivers exploit the situation, hiking fares and adding to the burden of commuters. In the Maryland area of Lagos, the NNPC and Northwest filling stations are among the few still selling fuel. Drawing long lines of vehicles, NNPC is currently selling at 568 naira per litre, making it a rare lifeline in the city. Many Lagosians who traveled to Maryland for fuel expressed their growing frustration with the situation, noting that they had to drive long distances just to find a station still in operation. As the scarcity drags on, the city's struggles continues with no clear end in sight.
For an hour, 30 minutes. Going around, I've been to Anthony, I've been to Ojota Road. Nobody is selling. From what is it called? Kudirat Abiola Way. None of the filling stations we are selling. The queue at Total Maryland is so long. The same with here. So from here we've been there for 1 hour 30 minutes. We can't get fuel. That's just it. I don't know what's going on.
Honestly, the situation is very saddening. There is no fuel all over. All over. We've been driving for like 30 minutes looking for fuel. Not until we got here.
Yeah, I've been on this queue for like over 3 hours now. And then because when I got here, I started from that road coming from Ojota. So hopefully we will get the future.
Right now, fuel is going 1,000 naira per liter. Yeah, 1,000 naira per liter right now.
Yeah, we are at the total filling station at Back Anthony. We've been here since morning, queue on the line, and they are not selling fuel. And what they had is that they had fuel and they are not selling. Yeah, you can see us now. You can see we are still on the queue. Some are just leaving now. We just say we should wait. Maybe they will see sell. That's why we are still here.
As the fuel scarcity drags on, Nigerians are growing increasingly vocal, urging the government to take swift and decisive action to address the worsening crisis. Frustration is mounting as citizens across the country face long queues, rising transportation costs, and the daily uncertainty of finding fuel. Many are calling for a more effective and transparent strategy to resolve the scarcity, emphasizing the need for immediate intervention to ease the burden on ordinary Nigerians. The plea is loud and clear. The government must act now to restore normalcy and prevent future hardship.
The Nigeria Labour Congress has hired forensic experts to comb its national secretariat in Abuja for possible bugs planted by the police. The union said the forensic security audit will facilitate the return of its workers to their offices following the recent raid by the police. Security agents had on July 7th conducted a night raid on the NLC National Secretariat in Abuja. According to the NLC spokesperson, Benson Upa, the operatives burst into the building at about 8:30 p.m. and arrested the security guards forcing them to hand over keys to the offices on the second floor. The police took responsibility for the operation, saying it was aimed at uncovering incriminating documents that could help build a case against an international subversive figure considered a threat to Nigeria's democracy. Last week, the NLC rejected the explanation offered by the police on the raid and demanded the release of its arrested members and seized documents. In an exclusive interview with our correspondent, the National Assistant General Secretary of the NLC, Chris Onyeka, said the union had hired foreign experts to comb the office for possible bugs planted by the police, insisting that the explanation offered by the police was untenable. The Bauchi State Independent Electoral Commission has announced that the People's Democratic Party has won all the local government elections held recently. This declaration comes amidst the objections from the main opposition, the All Progressive Congress, which has raised concerns about alleged irregularities in the electoral process. Trust TV's Adamu Imam has the details.
The chairman of the Bauchi State Independent Electoral Commission, Ahmad Makama, briefed journalists on the results of the local government elections held on Saturday. He announced that all 20 chairmanship seats and their corresponding councillor positions were won by candidates from the ruling People's Democratic Party (PDP). However, 3 councillorship seats were secured by candidates from the opposition Young Progressive Party (YPP), Allied People's Movement (APM), and African Action Congress (AAC) in their respective wards.
If you could recall, local government election was conducted this afternoon in Bauchi State, and all the results, especially those of the chairman, have reached us. I will quickly read out the names of the chairman elected in each of the 20 local governments in Bauchi State.
The leadership of the All Progressives Congress (APC) has criticized the integrity of the local council elections in Bauchi State. The party condemned the process while expressing its dissatisfaction with the election process.
We blame the Bauchi State Independent Electoral Commission, chaired by Alhaji Ahmed Makama, for failing to ensure the right thing is done at the right time and for failing to resist the PDP government in its quest for political dominance against the popular will of the people of Bauchi State. We reaffirm our stance that the purported local government elections is unacceptable, and we shall explore all legal means to reclaim our mandate and ensure that the right thing is done always.
Earlier reports indicate that the election was largely peaceful. However, before the exercise, voters had expressed concerns about discrepancies in the voter register and delay in the arrival of election materials at many polling units. Adami Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
This is news update on Trust TV. Coming up, electricity tariff hike forces Gombe residents to prioritize usage amid economic hardship. This and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. If you're just joining us, this is News Update on Trust TV. Here's a recap of our top stories. Troops eliminate wanted Boko Haram commander, arrest criminal suspects and recover firearms. And kidnapped mobile police officer found dead in Plateau village. Moving on to more stories, the federal government has mandated all higher institutions in the country to regularly submit their matriculation list to the Federal Ministry of Education not later than 3 months after the matriculation ceremonies. The list, the government said, must be submitted through the dedicated channel of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board. The initiative is one of the recommendations made by a committee set up by the federal government to combat fake degree mills or racketeering in the country. In March, the federal government set up an interministerial investigative committee on degree certificate milling to probe the activities of certificate racketeers following an investigative report which exposed the activities of fake degree mills in the Benin Republic. The Minister of Education, Tahir Mamman, having received the report of the committee, noted that holders of fake degrees from Nigerian and foreign universities will be flushed out of the system. In April 2024, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission raised electricity tariffs for about 2 million band of customers by 230% from 68 naira to 225 naira per kilowatt per hour. Now, the tariff was later reduced to 206 naira 8 kobo, which is per kilowatt per hour, in May and maintained in June. Many customers find this cost unaffordable, leading to reduced electricity usage and increased reliance on alternative power sources. Hassan Kohli tells us more.
Since the recent increase in electricity tariffs, many Nigerians have faced significant challenges in adapting to the new rates. With the current economic conditions, most households are prioritizing basic needs like food, making it difficult to manage additional expenses such as higher electricity costs. The price of electricity is unaffordable. When we are on postpaid, we are paying estimated monthly bills. But for now, it is prepaid. We have to stop using electric cookers and freezing irons, which are called as an alternative for cooking. It is indeed worrisome, as we cannot even enjoy a little. In fact, a common man has less, if not anything, to enjoy in this country. Our leaders are just like a statue, doing nothing to improve the standard of living. The issue of electricity tariff is not fair on the common man because we are already dealing with the incessant inflation. For instance, previously, with 1,000 naira, one could enjoy electricity for days depending on usage. But for now, with 2,000 naira, one will hardly enjoy more than 3 days because there are just 9 units. We are using rechargeable lights in the night or disconnecting our power in daylight as a measure to minimize usage, and the government has to review the tariff to ease our hardships, in my opinion. Businesses reliant on electricity are forced to raise prices for their goods and services to maintain profitability due to the increased tariff. Many are also turning to alternative power sources to manage the high cost. I used to charge people's phones for commercial purposes. When I first ventured into the business, I started with electricity. However, customers are often complaining about how their phones are not fully charged in my shop, and it is solely because of the unreliability and hike in the price of electricity here. To retain my customers and sustain my business, I installed solar energy as an alternative source of power. The electricity is somehow not affordable to me and many business owners. Following the federal government's decision to end electricity subsidies for Band A customers, Nigeria's House of Representatives has directed a reversal of the tariff increase. This issue, along with rising hunger, sparked a nationwide protest on August 1st. The implementation of this directive is still pending. From Gombe, Hassan Kohli, reporting for Trust TV.
On the international news, Malawi's main opposition, the Democratic Progress Party, has endorsed former President Peter Mutharika, 84, as its candidate for the 2025 presidential election. Mutharika, who led the country from 2014 to 2020, pledged to fix the economy, which has struggled with slow growth and currency shortages. He will face incumbent President Lazarus Chakwera, who is seeking a second term. Mutharika also plans to ask. Though the party has yet to complete the partnership, in 2020, Mutharika lost his re-election bid to Lazarus. Quera, an anti-corruption crusader. The election was a repeat vote after the country's top court quashed the result on the May 2019 exercise, which gave Mutharika and his Democratic Progressive Party victory. In 2021, Mutharika accused the current government of politically prosecuting him. And with that, we wrap up a Trust TV News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentaries. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.